Hi, have you ever played a game where the rules seem to change and sometimes maybe even the goals of the game change? It seems like over the last couple decades there have been a number of games where maybe the trump suit changes in the card game, or sometimes you need to take a lot of tricks and other times just a few. There's a number of games where partway through the strategy needs to change, and people love those games. The people who like them are people who like complexity. They like to stay focused on strategy and they like to be present. The reason that I share that is because we're living in a decade like that, where almost everything seems to be changing. Hi, I'm Tom Griffith from Greater Formation. I help people who are either confused or they're headed into big transition in their life. I help them get clear, get focused, and be fruitful with their lives. That's what I've given my life to. But let me get back to the point. Everything seems to be changing. Health is changing. Our understanding of health. This pandemic has changed a lot. Just even in the pandemic itself. Vaccine or not vaccine? Mask or not mask? Mask when you're sitting down or mask when you're standing up? Mask if you're right-handed or left-handed. All these things become variables. I don't want to make light of it. I'm just saying things are changing. Not only are health things changing, but commerce and finance is changing. Businesses that were doing well might have hit a very difficult time come the pandemic. And then what about going forward? We don't even know the ramifications for the next 2, 3, or 5 years in commerce. What kinds of businesses are going to make money? What kinds of changes need to be made? What about education? We've developed these hybrid, partially online, partially in person. What's college going to look like in the next 2, 3, or 5 years? Will there be more college students or less college students? Will it be online? Will it be in person? Will it be more localized? These are all questions that nobody has the answer to yet. They're questions that are being worked through. Relationships and social justice issues are changing. How men relate to women, how people relate across racial divides. These are very significant shifts that I think that there's a lot of great trajectory, but it's complex and life's changing in the midst of it. Even the church is changing. How church has been done over the last 18 months is pretty different than the way it's been done over a lot of 100 years before that. What is the church now? What's the best way to be effective in church life? These are questions. What do you do when the game around us seems to be changing? We need to become clear so that we can be stable and that we can move ahead with our life. Let me suggest a few principles. First, you need to be clear with your identity. Who are you? That identity needs to come up from within you, a sense of who you really are, and it needs to be affirmed by others. A solid identity is not just from within you. You're recognizing that it's for real because others recognize it too. And from where I'm coming from, your identity in Christ is foundational, that who you are, what He's made you kind of to be, is important. Secondly, beyond your identity is your sense of values. These are that govern how you're going to live your life. Those need to be clear. Some call them non-negotiables of your values that connect to your passions, but they're not the same. They're going to be how you live. Thirdly are your resources. What do you have at hand? Your strengths, your abilities, the resources that you have to actually accomplish the things you want to accomplish in life. And then fourthly is a sense of general direction or purpose. So your identity, your values, your resources, and your purpose need to have a strategy to them because everything else is going to continue to be shifting. This is not a short-term thing. It's going to be a decade at least. Now, it's kind of like what I'm told is a good long-term investment strategy. See, if you have a good, let's say a financial planner working with you, they're going to help you invest in such a way that if the stock market goes up, you make money. If it goes down, that's not a problem. You get more for your money so you can make greater investment. Over time, with good values and principles, you will get an incredible return on your investment. That's kind of like what life is like right now. And actually, it's been the way that life has always been, but because things are so volatile now, it becomes more pronounced. See, God has placed within you and around you resources that are at your disposal to invest. And you need to invest your life for three main reasons. First, you invest your life for God's purposes. You were created for God's purposes. That's part of why you're created. Secondly, you invest your life for your delight. See, God doesn't just want you to be a robot. He's not just using you. He wants you to enjoy what He has created. He says what He made in you is good. He wants you to enjoy that. So first, you're living for His purposes. Secondly, you're living for your own delight and fulfillment. And thirdly, for the benefit of others. You need to invest your life in all three of those areas. Why? Because you are and will be held accountable for how you enjoy your life and how you invest your life. Jesus made that pretty clear in Matthew 25 in the parable of the talents, or the bags of money, that it's important that you invest your life and that you enjoy your life. So again, in this turbulent time, I want to encourage you, be bold and be clear with your identity, with your developing clear sense of values, be aware of and invest your resources, and thirdly, have a clear sense of direction and purpose in God, your unique direction and purpose. As you invest your life over time like this, the long-term return on your investment will be multiplying in great ways. So I hope you find that helpful. Keep investing. Don't freak out at the volatile surroundings. Be steady and keep moving ahead. Have a great day. Bye-bye.